Okay, so in the last lecture, we were we were doing this pattern printing, okay, and we reached up to third type, which was like this: right aligned and then straight triangle. And then I also told you different ways, right? I mean, you can draw the next pattern also. Again, I'll just revise quickly. So we were doing this right aligned, and I told you that you for all the patterns you must practice, right? So first of all, you must do properly the first pattern, and then whatever examples I gave you in that particular pattern, same you can repeat in the second type of pattern, then in the third type and fourth type, so on, right? So once you know one type of pattern, you can easily do rest all the patterns. And I gave you proper logic also so that you can remember, otherwise it becomes difficult to write the program, okay? And if you really want to become good in C language, then you must have the command over these loops, so that you can, I mean, if you're having the command over loops, then your logic will be proper, okay? So pay attention on all these type of different patterns. So we were doing this third type, which was like this, okay? This is right aligned, and in the left hand side, if you see, this is what blank spaces, right? So I told you that we have both, I mean, the blank spaces as well as this particular triangle. So for both, we have to write the loop and then we have to print it. So quickly I can explain you this one. So we are having the patterns like this. Let's say 1 star. So this is the spaces which we need to print. And if you see here, there is no space in the last line, but in second last line we are having one space. Then here we are having two. Then we have three, and then here in the first row we are having four spaces. So this triangle we have to print, and the second one also. If you look at the second triangle, it's exactly same to our the first type, right? Where for I equal to 1, sorry, j equal to 1, j is less than equal to I, j plus plus, and it's the same. Only thing what we have done, we have printed one more triangle, and which will going to shift this particular to the right hand side. So let's try to see this one. Okay. So what I told you, we can write in this way: for I is less than equal to n, I plus plus, n you can ask from the user, that is the number of rows. So first, let's say we will print this particular, I mean only this triangle. So for this triangle, we know our that is the first type. So we will write this particular for loop for I equal to 1, sorry, j equal to 1, j is less than equal to I, j plus plus, printf slash sorry, printf star. Okay. And then after that, we can print slash n also, so that it can take to the next row, right? So this is the first pattern. If we'll print in this way, we'll get the first pattern. The first pattern was like this. It was like this. It's like this. Now we have to save this. So we have to shift over here. Before that, we will have to write one more for loop. So you can write here for j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to n minus I, j plus plus, printf, one blank space you can just print, right? So I told you, if we go and execute this particular loop, first time I value is 1. So for I is equal to 1, this j loop will move n minus I time. Okay. So n, let's say if n we will take 5. So n minus I will be what? N minus I value first time it's 1, so 5 minus 1, that is 4. So j will move, this particular j will move 4 times, and 4 times it will going to print what? Space. So let's represent this space by this minus sign. So 4 times it will print this space. And then after that, this loop will break, and it will go in this particular loop. And what is this particular loop? J is equal to 1, j less than equal to I. So whatever is the I, that many times j will move, and it will simply print I. So for simply print star. First time I value is what? 1. So j will move only one time, and it will print over here 1 star. Okay. Now after that slash n, so it will go to the next line. Then I will be incremented, I will become 2. So when I is 2, this loop will move how many times? So j is less than equal to n minus I, 5 minus 2, that is 3 times. So 3 times it will going to print what? Space, that is, let's say over here it's a minus sign. And then it will go to this particular loop. Now this particular loop will print 2 times star, right? Because j is less than equal to I. So I is 2, j will start from 1, so 2 times it will print star like this. Okay. And then after that slash n, so it will go to the next line. So in this way it will going to print. Okay, so let's see this particular problem on online compiler also, and then we will do little bit modification so that we can get the fourth type, and then after that fifth type, sixth type. Okay, so let's see. Int n I j printf enter n scanf %d ampersand n. Okay, so I'll write for I is equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus for number of rows. Now here first I'll try to print my first pattern. So let's print that for I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to j, sorry, j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to I, j plus plus, printf 1 star, okay, and then printf slash n. So let's first execute this. Let's enter 5. So if you see here, this is the first type, right? First pattern, our left align straight triangle, right? Now we have to shift that one. We have to make this as a third type. So one more for loop will come over here, right? So let's shift that for j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to n minus I, j plus plus, printf. And what we have to print if we have to just simply print one blank space, that's it. Okay, let's run this. In this browser it may not be proper. Let me run one more time. Yeah, now it's coming. Okay, so since this is a browser online, because of this online, otherwise if you do directly on the IDE, right, any software, then in the one shot it will come properly. Okay, so if you see, this is the third type, right? So I hope all of you must have understood how we got this third type. So you can repeat all those problems which I gave you, right? And you can convert into the third type. Only thing, no changes is required. Only thing, what you need to just put one loop extra over here, and rest all everything will remain the same. No changes anywhere, and you will get this kind of pattern. Clear? Okay. So till here, if anybody has any doubt, please ask me. Otherwise, we'll move to the our next type, that is the fourth type, and that will be the inverse of this particular, right? So if you put mirror over here, and then how this particular triangle will look, right? So we'll print that particular triangle, and it's also very easy. I have told you several times that if you want to print what, inverse triangle, then you can simply change this I loop. That's it. Okay, you will have to print what? Change this I loop, and you will have to start from n. So I will be what? I will be equal to n, I greater than equal to 1, I minus minus. That's it. No other changes is required, and you will get the inverse pattern. So if anybody is having any doubt till here, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll move ahead. Yes. Anybody has any doubt? All of you can hear me, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we move ahead, and we'll see the next type. So next type is just a little bit modification of this particular type, third type. Okay. So the idea is we'll be printing in this way. It will also be a right align, but it's like this. Okay. So it's a right align inverse triangle. For your simplicity, I have divided into different types so that you can remember this. Okay. So the idea is like this. We have to print this particular triangle. So the fourth type is what? Right align. All of you can note down this. Right align 90-degree triangle, inverse triangle, inverse triangle. Okay. So for this, we don't have to do any changes, right? Only I will going to change. So in the same problem which just now we implemented over here, what I'll do, I'll reverse my loop because this is inverse triangle. So I'll just reverse this loop. I'll start this I is equal to n. So if I is starting from n, you will have to reduce it one by one. Okay. So I is starting from n. So I'll say over here, I should be greater than equal to 1. Okay. So we'll reduce till 1. And here we will say what? I minus minus. In every step, I will be decremented by 1. Okay. So if this thing is there, then I mean, what changes we will do? I'll just explain over here so that you'll be able to visualize it. So I'm writing the loop like this. For I is equal to 1, I is less than, sorry, this is inverse. So for I is equal to n, I is greater than equal to 1, I minus minus. So the first loop is exactly the same. For j equal to 1, j is less than equal to n minus I, j plus plus, printf, one gap, one space. Then for j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to I, j plus plus, printf, star, and then printf one slash n. Okay, this is our code. Now, first time what will happen? Let's take n is equal to 5. N is equal to 5. So number of rows is 5. For I is equal to 5, right? Definitely I is greater than equal to 1 because 5 is greater than equal to 1. So it will enter inside this particular loop. And inside this, there are two loops are there. So first loop will be executed. So first loop is j equal to 1. J is less than equal to n minus I. J is less than equal to n minus I. Now n minus I, so n minus I is what? 5. N is what? 5, right? We are calculating n minus I. So n is what? 5 minus. We have reversed this I loop, right? So I value is also 5. 5 minus 5, 0. Okay. So 0 time this loop will move 0 time. That means this loop will not move at all because condition will not be true, right? Condition will become false because now what will happen? J is equal to 1, so 1 will be less than equal to n minus I we calculated, that is 0. So whether 1 is less than equal to 0, 1 is not equal to 0, neither 1 is less than 0, right? So this loop will not be executed. It will go over here and this particular loop will be executed. J equal to 1, J is less than equal to I. What is I? I is 5 and J is starting from 1. So this 5 times this loop will move. It will going to print simply what? Star, 5 star. Okay. So 5 star is printed. After that, this loop will break because ultimately J will become 6 and 6 will not be less than equal to Y. So this loop will break and then printf slash and so it will go to the next line. And the next line, what will happen? I will be decremented by 1, so I will become 4. 4 is definitely greater than equal to 1, right? It will enter inside over here. Now this time n minus I will be calculated. So 5 minus 4, n value is 5, I value is 4, right? So it will be 1. So one time, this space will be printed. So let's represent the space by minus sign. So one minus sign will be printed. Then this loop will break. It will go to this particular loop. Now I value is 4, so this J will move 4 times and 4 times it will going to print what? Star simply. Okay, so if you see here 4 times star. Now after that this loop will break, it will print slash and it will go to the next line. In the next line what will happen? Now again I will be decremented by 1, I will become 3. Now 3 is greater than equal to 1, yes, it will enter over here. Now this loop will move how many times? So simply you calculate n minus I. N minus I this time will be what? 5 minus 3, so it will become 2. So 2 times this particular loop will move, it will print simply 2 spaces. So let's print by hyphen or minus sign. And then after that this particular loop will move, this loop will move 3 times, so 3 times it will print what? Star. And then after this slash sign. Okay, so I hope you are understanding how this loop is moving, right? So let's execute this over here. I have written this I is equal to n, I is greater than equal to 1, I minus minus, and nowhere I made any changes. Let's run this. Okay, so if you see, it's a right align and inverse triangle. Okay, right align, inverse triangle. So this was our fourth type. You can simply do all the problems of third type, right? You can just make one changes, that is what? For I is equal to n, I is greater than equal to 1, I minus minus, and you will get the inverse triangle in this way. Okay, now let's go to the next type, that is the fifth type. Fifth and sixth type will be just the modification of third and fourth type. Fifth type, so straight complete triangle. Okay, or I can say full triangle, straight full triangle. Let's say full triangle. So full triangle, I mean it's like this. Okay, not 90-degree, full triangle like this, and it's a straight, so it's not inverse. Okay, it's straight. So if we want to print in this particular way, we simply have to know how we are printing the third type. So we are printing the third type. I'll just show you over here. So let's print third type. I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to n, I plus plus. If I run this, so this is my third type. Okay, this is my third type. If I want to print the complete triangle from this particular third type, only one thing is supposed to do, that is what? You just give one space in this printf, the second printf which is there for this particular j loop. You just put one space and run this program. So I put one space, I'm running this program. Now look at this particular triangle, it's coming full straight triangle, right, from the third type. So from the third type, if we try to print with one space, we will get upper triangle, right? I mean the straight triangle, full triangle. And with the fourth type, if we just put one space, we will get the inverse full triangle. Okay, that is the idea. So what I've done nothing, just I printed one space over there. So you will say this, why after putting the space it's coming like this? But obvious, because after printing the star, it's also printing the space. So for example, in the first row, it's printing star and space. So space is not visible. But in the second row, it will print first one star, then space, then one star, then space. Okay, so it's coming like this. Then this particular row, it's printing one star, space, one star, space, one star, space, like this. So if you try to print this one with a pen and paper, you will get this particular pattern. Okay, and also before that there is a space also, so that space is adjusted, and then after that the printing is not the straight only the stars, but the printing is what, star and space. So I hope this is clear. This is with the third type. If we just reverse it, that is from the fourth type, if we try to do it, I is equal to n, then I greater than equal to 1. So this is my fourth type. I minus minus, right? I minus minus. If we run this, 5, we will get this inverse full triangle. Okay, so uh, you will have to see my all the videos from the first type, right, for the loops and all, so that easily you can understand this particular thing, right? So I told you in the beginning only that if you do properly the first type, then rest all types are very easy. Just few changes here and there, and you will get all the types properly. So we have covered this up to the sixth type. This is our sixth type. Sixth type you can note down. So sixth type is like this: inverse full triangle. Inverse full triangle, just like this. So what you have to do, you have to just in the fourth type in printf, you will have to put one space. That's it. Okay. In printf, put one space, you will get this particular type. Okay. Now let's see the next type. That is the seventh type. So seventh type is like this. So we are talking about full triangle. Full triangle, odd numbers of elements. Odd number of elements. Okay. For example, in the first row there will be 1. In the second row there will be 3 stars. Then in the third row there will be 5 stars. Okay. Till now we were seeing like this: 1 star, then 2 stars, right? Then 3 stars. But now this particular pattern where we'll be having 1 star, then 2 star, then 3 star, sorry, 5 star. So odd number of stars we are having, like this. So this particular pattern. Now how to print this particular pattern? This is 7 type full triangle, right? With odd number of elements. It's very easy if you know how to print the third type and the first type, you can easily print this particular pattern. So if you just look at this very carefully, if we just concentrate on this particular triangle, so this is our third type, right? This is our third type, right? So or what we can do is, suppose I'm telling you to print this particular triangle. So this is what, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. So this will be our j less than equal to I. Okay, j less than equal to I, this one. Now before this there is a space. So this space, we know how to get this. This space is what, j is less than equal to n minus I. So first for loop we will write for this one j less than equal to n minus I. Second for loop we will write for this particular triangle which is nothing but j less than equal to I. Now there is one more smaller triangle. This one small triangle. So in the first row there is no star, but in the second row there is one star. In the third row there is two stars. So I value is 1, j is 0. I value 2, j is 1. I value 3, j is what? 2. Right? So that means the same loop we will apply this j I will this particular loop, but here we'll write like this: j less than I, j not less than equal to I, but j less than I. If we'll write this particular loop, we will get this smaller triangle. So in the first we will not get any star, but from second row we will be getting one star, but one less than the I times. Okay. So three loops we will write: one for this space, second for this one, and third for this one. So let's write simply from here only. It's very easy. So we'll write first the I loop. So for I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. Now first for loop, this for space. So I'm writing here for j equal to 1, j is less than equal to n minus I, j plus plus, printf, one space. Now second for loop for this one. So for j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to, see here, j less than equal to I, j plus plus, printf star. Right? And the third for loop for this one. For j is equal to 1, j is less than I, j plus plus, printf star. And after all this, then we will go to the next row. So we will say printf slash n. Okay. So only these three loops and then one slash n, you will get this. Uh, it's not necessary that you will have to write the two loops and then only you will get this particular pattern. Okay. There are different ways, lot of different approaches by which you can get this particular triangle, but I made it simple so that you don't have to shift here and there, right? You can just follow one concept and you can do. But once you will learn how to play with the loops, then obviously you can write the program in your own way. We want simply the output. Okay, the output should come in this particular fashion. Logic you can apply any. So let's write this particular program and check the output. So if you see here, everything is written just I equal to 1. I'll make it straight. I plus plus. Okay. So this is for space, this particular loop for space. So if you try to print this particular, just see here. And I'll remove this particular space from here. Let's see this. This is the third type. If you see, this is third type. Okay, this is our third type. So we got this particular pattern. I mean, till here we got this entire box we got. Now the smaller triangle. So smaller triangle will print like this. So one more loop I'll write for j is equal to 1. J should be less than I, j plus plus, printf 1 star. Okay, let's run this. 5. One more time we'll run, make clear it. 5. It's not coming. Yeah. So now if you see, so we have printed the smaller triangle also, and now it's coming in this particular fashion, right? If somebody will tell you to print the inverse of this particular triangle, right? So you can simply do what you can, so the eighth type will be what, just to get the inverse of this particular triangle, right? So we'll simply change this particular thing. We'll start from n, then this will be greater than equal to 1, and this will be minus minus. Okay, let's run this. See, now we got what, inverse of this particular triangle. Okay, so any doubt in this, anybody? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Only thing, you need to practice it, okay, so that you can remember it how you are doing this. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, now what we can do, so we'll print this particular pattern. Let's say, suppose I'm saying 1, then 1 2 1, 1 2 3 1 2, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4. So this triangle we have to print. Right? So obviously we'll see this. This is our third type. Okay, this is our third type, and then so you will have to simply put print what, j, right? You will have to print j. So here you will say what, j is less than equal to n minus I for space, and for this particular triangle you will say j less than equal to I, and you will print what, j. You will print j. Now this is a smaller triangle, so this you will say j less than I, and you will print j. Okay, for this one, third one. So let's try to print this one pattern. I hope you understood what pattern we have to print. Let's see this. I'll just make it straight. I equal to 1, I less than equal to n plus plus. If I print this, I got the straight triangle. So in place of star, I want to print what, j. So I'll say over here %d, %d, j, and here also %d, j. So let's print this. Okay. If you see 1 1 2 1, right, we got this particular pattern. Okay, so after this, let's print in this way. So this is 1 2 3. Okay. So this is called diamond pattern, right? This we will print. So to print this, just focus simply on this part. So just now we printed this one, okay? This one we have printed, and even if you look at this particular triangle straight away, there is no need to fear at all. You can just mark out this triangle is there, right? So this is the third type. For the space, we'll write n minus I, j less than equal to. For this particular triangle, we will say j less than equal to I, and for this smaller triangle, we will say j less than I. So first, we're going to print this one. So let's see. So again, back to stars. We'll see here printf star. I'll remove this j part. Here also. Okay, we got the upper triangle. Now down also we want the triangle. Okay, so what we will do? So I've told you, right? I've told you that if simply we will reverse this, so we'll get the reverse triangle. So I'll just copy this. I'll paste over here, right? And what I'll do, I'll simply reverse this. So I'll say I is equal to n, I greater than equal to 1, I minus minus, right? Now only one problem will happen, but rest all will get the pattern. Let's check this. So 5, let me run again. Yeah. So if you see only these two lines, okay, because simply what I did, I just reverse it. So the upper triangle is showing and the inverse triangle is showing, right? But in the pattern, if you see, there is one middle big line. That's it. Okay. So either you print of the upper triangle or you print of the lower triangle. So if I am printing of the upper triangle, then lower triangle must start with one less, I mean two less number of stars from the next row. So that's the idea. For this, what you can do, let's check over here. So we'll not move this n times. We'll move this n minus 1 time. Let's check this. I'll run this 5. So if you see here, okay, I'll run it again. Sometimes it don't give proper output. 5. Yeah. Now if you see what I did, I just did, because if you see in the lower triangle, only first row, second row, third row, fourth, only 4 rows are there, right? So what I did, I just made the changes like this. I just did what I is equal to n minus 1. So in place of n, I did what I is equal to n minus 1, I greater than equal to 1, right? I minus minus, and I got this particular pattern. Clear? So now in place of star, if we just try to print percentage j, we will get for this particular pattern, for this one, diamond shape. So let's try that. I hope you all are noting this, or even if you're not noting, if you're understanding this, then later on you can just play my video and you can just watch, right? You can practice it. All the videos are there in the YouTube, right? And from the Google Classroom, you can go over there, you can watch all the videos. Even if you go directly to the YouTube channel, you can also, I mean, there also you will see all the videos. Okay. Then let's say, just suppose I'm printing in place of star %d j, here also %j, %d j. Let's run this one more time again. Here we got this diamond shape like this. Now in these all also lots of various types of patterns can be given, okay, with different numbers and all, so that you can see uh, there is one special triangle that is called as the Pascal triangle or Floyd's triangle. If I can show you the pattern of that one, it's like this, or it's also called as the binomial triangle, okay, binomial triangle or Pascal triangle, Pascal triangle. So it's like this one, right? So suppose I want to print in left aligned manner, so I'll have to print like this one, one, one. So once you will get the first, I mean left aligned pattern, then it's up to you in what different ways it's in the question it is being asked, will be able to print. So this is if we just see it's a binomial coefficient, right? If we expand any binomial expression, you will get this particular coefficient. So this is called a binomial triangle or Pascal triangle. It's a spatial triangle, and uh, if you can remember this, I am teaching this particular triangle at the end of the all the pattern. So I'll teach this in a very different way so that you can remember. I'll try to change all the parameters also so that you will never going to forget this. Okay. So remember in this particular Pascal or binomial triangle, in place of I and j, I'll going to use x and y. Okay. X and y so that you will remember, right? In every patterns, I am starting from I equal to 0, j equal to 0, right? Sorry, I equal to 1, j equal to 1. Here I'll start from x equal to 0, y equal to 0. Okay, x equal to 0, y equal to 0. And here, this is what binomial triangle, Pascal triangle coefficients. Okay, so here I'll calculate coefficient value. Here I will calculate coefficient value, right? Okay, then if we just notice from this particular, if we just try to divide into number of rows, so if we will consider this x equal to 0 row, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x is equal to 3, x is equal to 4, right? If we divide into columns, this will be the first column, so y equal to 0, this is y equal to 1, y equal to 2, y equal to 3, and the last one y equal to 4, y equal to 4. Okay, now I have to print this right here in a bigger font. So how it's being generated, I mean if this is 1, then here I am getting 1 1. So how? Because if we'll consider this here as 0 and after this as a 0, so 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 0 will get as 1. Okay, and then so this will be 1 and the addition of this will be 2, then addition of 1 and 0 will be 1. So I hope you this concept you know. So this is a binomial triangle. 1 4 6 4 1. This is x is equal to 0 1 2 3 4. This is y equal to 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, and here we will going to calculate what? Coefficient. Calculate coefficient. So the program I have written, I'll just copy this and we'll show you over there. Okay. If you see here, I'm taking n for number of rows. Coefficient I'm declaring as what? And I'm declaring x and y in place of I and j simply. That's no other changes. Second changes what I'll do, I'll start from x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. Okay, only that. So why I'm doing, I could have done with the I and j also, but deliberately I'm doing with x and y so that you will remember that Pascal triangle I did something in a different way so that you will going to remember it. So my first loop is exactly the same, right? It's like x equal to 0, x is less than n because I'm starting from 0, so I'm writing x is less than n, x plus plus for the number of rows. And inside that, since let me run this, so it's giving me this one. I can just simply remove this. Sorry, percent d. Okay, so 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 3 3 1 1 4 6 4 1. This is left aligned. Now what I'm doing in this, so this is our first type of pattern, right? So obviously this will be j less than equal to y. So our y is less than equal to x, right? So y starting from 0, y less than equal to x, y plus plus, right? And what we have to print in this, that will be the coefficient, and coefficient we will going to calculate. So if we will check first whether y or x is 0. If y is 0, that is the y is what? Column, or x value is 0. If any of this is 0, we will directly print, we will directly make coefficient as what? 1. Okay, coefficient as what? 1. Else if else if this is not the case, then what we will do, we will going to calculate it by coefficient is equal to coefficient into x minus y plus 1 divided by y formula. X minus y plus 1 divided by y formula. So if we want to try in I and j term, this will be I minus j plus 1 divided by j. Okay, so if we will calculate by this particular formula, coefficient is equal to coefficient into x minus y plus 1 divided by y, we will get the coefficients. And then whatever is the case, whether the coefficient is equal to 1 or coefficient is by using this particular formula, we will going to print that coefficient on the screen, right? And if you're going to calculate in this way, we'll get this particular pattern, right? Initially, we will have to initialize coefficient is equal to 1. Why? Because if let's say y and y and x are not 0, right? So it will go over here directly, and then the coefficient is equal to coefficient into 1, it will be multiplied. So if you don't initialize coefficient equal to 1, it will be having the garbage value, and it will going to multiply by a garbage value, right? But anyway, in the first time, definitely it will go over here because first time the value of y or x will be 0. So it will go over here, it will initialize by 1. Okay, so this is the code for Pascal triangle, and you just try to uh, learn, because I have covered this particular triangle at the end of all the patterns, right? So just try to remember this. I've changed the formation of this one in different way. I just made the changes of x and y, right? The regular I and y I replaced, and then I'm starting from zeros, right? And I'm calculating first coefficient, and that coefficient I'm printing over here. Okay, now few patterns in the exam can be asked in terms of characters also. Okay, for example like this, suppose a pattern is given to you: A, B, C, D, E, right? So we know that the capital letter A is having 65 as what? ASCII value. We have to take care CH, right? And if we initialize even CH by like this A, then also the CH variable will have character A in this. So in this way also we can go, I mean we can initialize ch by a, and then same regular loop we can write, that is our j is less than equal to I loop, and we will get this particular pattern. So every time ch will be incremented, so we can print in this particular way. What we can do, let's print this particular pattern. So we'll say for I equal to 1, I is less than equal to n, I plus plus, and here let's say we have ch is equal to this one, ch is equal to a. Now what we can do, printf for j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to I, j plus plus, printf percent %c, ch plus plus. So this ch equal to a you can have over here, so that every time I mean all the rows are starting from a, right? So before starting any row you can just initialize ch is equal to a. Otherwise here we have used what, increment operator, so it will be go on incrementing, right? And then here you can say printf slash n. Let's see this particular pattern, what will happen in this. So first time I will be 1, so 1 is less than equal to 5, yes, it will go over here. Ch will get initialized by a, right? Now this loop will be executed. This loop will be executed how many times? So I value is 1, so this will be executed only one time. And what value it will going to print? Percent %c ch plus plus. So since this is a post increment, the value will be printed first and then it will be incremented, right? So by that time j will be 2. Now 2 will not be less than equal to I, so this loop will not be executed. It will go over here, it will print slash and it will go to the next line. Then I will become 2. This time again ch is initialized to a. Then j, how many times j will be printed? It will be printed 2 times. And what value it will going to print? First time it will print a and then ch plus plus. So it will become b and it will print b over here. And then this loop will break. It will go to this particular statement. It will print slash. So let's print this. Let's print this on the screen. I'll say int n char ch, enter n, scanf percent d ampersand n. Then I'll write for I is equal to 1, I less than equal to and I plus plus. So here I initialize ch is equal to a for j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to I, j plus plus, printf percent %c ch plus plus, right? And then I'll say printf slash n. Okay, so let's print this. For j equal to 1, j less than equal to I, j plus plus, me see.
So you didn't declare ing.
Oh yeah. So here, huh? It's written right. Error I undeclared first. Okay. So let me declare that ing. Let's clear this, and if you see here A B A B C A B C D and A B C D. So I mean in this particular way the character patterns can also be asked. Now let's say suppose I want to print this one in the third pattern way. So this will be shifted and this will be right aligned. So for that what will we be doing? Before this we will have to write one more loop. So let me write that for j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to n minus I, j plus plus printf percent c, sorry, space here we will print. Okay, so let's run this one more time. Will run. Oh, let's run one more time. Yeah, now it came. So if you see here, it's like third type pattern. Let's print the full triangle. So I told you that in the third type, if we'll just put one space inside this particular printf statement, let's put one space after this percent %c, and let's run it. Five. Okay, we got the full triangle, right? And if you want to print this one in an inverse order, so you can make this I is equal to n, I is greater than equal to 1, I minus minus. Let's run this. So we got this in this way, right? So variety of problems are there, right? If we'll take the lectures, we'll continue taking the patterns only, right? So many patterns are there. Anyway, in between also we'll be doing some patterns, right? Now quickly move. 15 minutes are there, and then tomorrow will be the last lecture. I mean of this particular term. I mean test one. But syllabus I've covered almost. So let's see the formatting patterns. Okay, what different formatting patterns, what different way we can print on the screen and we can format it. So I'll try to explain you with the help of a book only, and I'll show you so that you can read also. 1 minute. Input output. Okay, this chapter input output in C. So for 2 marks, in the MCQ section, it may be asked, right? Or in the output section, what will be the output of certain expression? Okay. So let's try to see from here. Formatted input output. Okay, our topic is what? Formatted input output. So it's page number 25. Okay, this must be 24. So you can see in the classroom, right? So formatted input output. So for formatted input output means what? We have to format input and output. What different ways we can format input and output? Why we would like to format input and output? The way we want, we can take the input, and the way we want, we can present on the screen. That is for the output purpose. Okay, so that the output will look in a proper way, and it should look good, right, to the viewers. So in that way, we will be able to print on the screen. So first we'll see the format for the integer. So it's like we'll be seeing for the integer, then for float, and then for the string or character. Okay. So we will see both the things, like if we'll take the integer, right? So we'll see for the integer input what is the format, and for the for integer what is the for integer output what is the format. Okay. Similarly, we will take the float. So for float input what is the format, and for float output what is the format, right? What different formats are available. Similarly, for the string also we're going to see that. So let's consider that format for integer input. Format for integer input, right? So format for integer input is like this. We specify always, see in the scanf what we do, we always write %d and then we write ampersand n, right? For example, if I'll say here I've written what printf n, then the scanf what I've done, scanf %d ampersand n. So I've written %d ampersand n. So this %d is nothing but of the form of %wd. Okay. So here we can also specify the width. Before this d, we can also specify the width, right? So this is of the form what percent wd, right? Percent wd. So let's check that. So percent wd, here d is what the conversion specification character for integer value, and w is the integer number specifying the maximum field width. Okay, it's specifying the maximum field width for the input data. So for example, whatever data you are inserting, this w will represent the maximum number of field width available. So if you're going to mention some number over there, then beyond that it will not going to take, right? So it will, that means what, it's a maximum number of available space you are specifying over there. So if the length of the input is more than this maximum field width, then the values are not stored correctly, right? This is the idea. So for example, if you are mentioning w is equal to 2, and you are inserting the values of length 3, then it will not be going to store in a proper way, right? So that's w is what, w is maximum width which is available for input data, right? So that's why the format is like this, percent wd. So let's take one example. Suppose here one statement is written percent 2d percent 3d, right? Percent 2d percent 3d ampersand a ampersand b. So that means what we are learning, we are learning how to take the input in different formats, right? So if we are specifying the width over here, so first width we have specified, that is what w is what 2. For the first input data A, the w is 2. For the second input data B, the w is 3. Okay. So first one w is 2, second is what, w is 3. Now what this w specifies, this w specifies the maximum field width available for the input data. Now we have to study the cases. The first case we will study when the input length is less than w, then what will happen? When the input length is equal to w, then what will happen? And when the input length is greater than the w, then what will going to happen? Okay. So if you see here, it's what first, sorry, percent 2d and percent 3d. So for A we are having percent 2d, for B we are having percent 3d. Now the first case we will take, where the input data 6 and 39 is entered. Input data 6 and 39 is entered. So for A, 6 is entered, for B, 39 is entered, right? Now, the first case which we are studying, case 1, where length is less than W, So if you see for A, we are having 2 length. So, and the width is, the width is w is what, 2, and the length of the data is what, 6 is there, so only 1, so 1 is less than 2, right? And for the B, the data length is what, 2, but the width is given was is what, 3, right? So the first case is what, length is less than w. In such cases there won't be any problem, right? When the length is less than the w, there won't be any problem, because enough space is there to store the value. So in such cases, what will happen? The six value will be stored inside A, and the 39 will be stored inside B. There won't be any problem at all, right? Now let's take the second case. What will happen? Case number two. In the case number two, we are dealing with L is equal to W. So when length is equal to W, in such cases, what will happen? So let's say if the input is 1:26, okay, for A, and 394 for B. So this length is 3, this length is 2, and if you see the width for A is 2 and width for B is 3. So in this case, length is equal to W, so there won't be any problem because length and the width both are matching, right? So it's having the enough space to store. So A will get what? A will get 26 and B will get 394, right? So there won't be any problem. Now let's see the case number 3. In the case number 3, the length is greater than W. So here there will be problem because maximum width was W only and length is greater than W. So we are not having enough space to store all the numbers, right? So there will be problem. What problem will happen? Let's say the A, inside A, we want to store, inside A we want to store 269, and inside B we want to store 3845. Okay, 3845. Now if you see, the length is what? Length of A is 3, length of B is what? 4, but the width is given what? For A 2 and for B 3. So A can only hold two characters. Okay, A can only hold two numbers. So what will happen? A will get 26, right? What about this 9? So 9 will go inside this B. Okay, 9 will go inside B. So A will only take 26 and B will get 9, and then this will be skipped. This entire data will be skipped. It will ignore that particular data, right? So since A was having only two spaces, only 26 will go inside A, B will get this particular 9, and this entire data will be skipped. So that problem will happen because, why this problem is happening? Because we have specified width which is less than the length of the data. So if the length of the data is greater than the width, then the data will not be stored properly. Okay, there will be some changes will take place. So there are three cases we study in the input side. The first case, when the length of the data is less than W. When the second case, when the length of the data is equal to W. And the third case, when the length of the data is greater than W. In all the three cases, when the length of the data is greater than W, only at that time we are having the problem. Let's try to understand when we will try to output. So that is when we will going to write the printf statement. This was about the scanf statement, okay? But when we'll try to write the printf statement, then what different problems will be facing. So again, we're going to learn in the same way. So this is for the printf statement. After doing this, we will just stop, right? So this printf statement, if you see, here also it will be specified in %wd format, right? But here w will not be the maximum width available, okay, for the data, whereas the W is what? It's the minimum field width which is required to display, right? If the length of the data is more than the W, there won't be any problem. The data will not be distorted at all. It will be printed properly. But it will specify the minimum field width which is required. So here W is what? The integer number specifying the minimum field width of the output data. Okay, it's not maximum which is available. No, it's specifying the minimum field width of the output data. So let's understand in this particular case, if printf, we will write in this way: A is equal to %3d, B is equal to %4d, A comma B. So well, let's study the first case. In the first case, what we will see, when the length is what? When the length is less than W. So let's say suppose 78 and 9 we have to store, sorry, we have to print on the screen, right? So for A, how much is the space? For A, we are having 3 spaces. So I'll just mark in this way, 3 boxes I'll make, okay? And I want to store what? 78 in this. So 78 will be stored in this way. There will be one space at this particular place on the left hand side. Similarly, if in the B I want to store, so B, for B I am having 4D, so four places are there for B, four places are there for the B. So 9 will be placed over here, and leading blank spaces will be there. Okay, so it will be printed like this on the screen. Clear? So you can just no, you can just write this kind of statement on the no, compiler, and then you can just see the output. Okay, so this is the case when L is less than W. So whatever is the blank spaces, the leading blank spaces will be shown. The next case is what, when we have length and W equal to, right? So when we have length and W equal to, then there will be, what will happen, there will not be any blank spaces. Okay, it will be printed as it is, right? So for example, if we see here, we are having 263 and 1941. For A we are having three spaces only, for B we are having four spaces only. So it will be shown on the screen, it will be shown on the screen in this way. So for A will be shown like this. A we are having three spaces, and B we are having four spaces. So A will be printed like this, 263, and B will be 1941. Now the third case, where the length is greater than W. So what will happen? Nothing will happen, right? In the printing, nothing will happen. In the printing, it will never do that. The numbers will be distorted. No, otherwise the output will be wrong. So whenever the length is greater than W, it will be printed as it is. There won't be any problem. It will not make any changes. So even if the length is what, 2691 for A, let's say A is 2691, okay, and W was specified 3, but then also it will be specified in a proper way. I mean, it will be displayed in a proper way, 2691A, and then for B we are having 19412. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, and the numbers will be written properly, 19412, right? So only case where the length will be less than the W, only the leading blank spaces will come. That's it. Otherwise, for L is equal to W, no problem. L is greater than W, no problem. The results will not be distorted. So I'll stop over here, and then the further parts for the float and characters will be seeing tomorrow. Okay, remember this, we started with the the format specifier, the way we will going to format the input and the output. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, Jyotirma is there.